Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TbT channel. Hands up if you know what this is. Have a little look, see what you think. If anybody can give me an idea. Yep, yep, right, okay. A lot of you are saying double barreled, folding, 410 shotgun. And you're half right, but only half. There's a thing called a combination gun. They're quite popular over here in France for hunting. They enable you to have a shotgun barrel over a rifle barrel. So if you're boar shooting or you're just out shooting in general, um, many places have different rules when it comes to shooting deer. For example, I'm in the Charente down in the southwest. Here you are only allowed to shoot deer with a 12, well, not a 12 bore, but with a shotgun using, I think it's SG shot. Okay, you're only allowed to use that. You're not allowed to use a rifle. Must be a shotgun, must be SG shot, which is great, all well, good and funky. But what if you're on Batu, that's a driven hunt, and you're waiting for your deer with your shotgun, and then you have a 120 kilo pig come running out straight at you? That's not really going to slow him down. So you need something a bit meatier to take out the boar. And there are regulations on what you can use for boar as well. So a combination gun allows you to have two different calibers in one gun. Now, the most common ones are for garden hunting, garden guns for just for general pest control in the garden, and they're normally a 410 shotgun over a 22 LR. There's a few of those I've been looking. I'm really tempted. I just love the idea of having two things in one. Daft, but there you go. So it's it's a thing that's always interested me. So last week, when I picked up this, what was at the time a double barreled 410 shotgun, I started thinking, could I make myself a combination gun? Now, I'm going to go back a little bit here for the viewers in the UK. I'm going to go back to happier times when we were allowed more things. One of the things we were allowed were these little revolvers. They were German, actually, made by a company called Meischer. Weihrauch made a few as well. Meischer's Weihrauch's kind of arminous. It's their poorer sister, if you know what I mean. And what it was, they were imported into the UK by Saxby Palmer, then latterly Brocock, and they were badged at by Brocock, but they weren't made by Brocock. These were made in Germany, and they are still available across the entire world, apart from in the UK. And what they were a revolver that took a cartridge and loaded just like the real thing. So you could put your cartridges into your gun, then you could fire them, then you had to reload them. And they were not massively popular because they're quite a faff. You know, it requires quite a bit of work to recharge these up every time. If I'll just show you what it was, they were called a TAC, TAC, tandem air cartridge, because it was in two pieces. So the nose cone here, I'll just show you, has got a 2.2 pellet in it. Okay, you can get them in 177 as well, but that had a pellet in it. And then this part is the little air reservoir, and you get your pump. This is a hand pump, a Slim Jim hand pump. You could also get stirrup pumps. You could get a single stroke pump. You could even get ones that went onto a compressor or onto a diver's bottle. But you put your little shell into there, screw that into there, and then pump it up however many times you want. So that was great. That was funky. And they got banned in the UK. Like I say, everywhere else it's still fine. You can still buy them. But in the UK, they got banned because there was this rumour that they could be converted into real firearms. Now, I'm not saying that none of them were, but I'm saying that certainly weren't these. This is made out of some kind of monkey metal zinc alloy. Um, inside of the cylinder there, it's hollow. You know, there's parts there that will accept and hold an air cartridge, but the pressure is being held by the brass. The barrel certainly couldn't take it. The Specialist and the Orion and things like that, the more high end of the Brocock range, were based on actual Virearcs. They were based on Virearc. I think the T38 was the T38 was the Orion, and the HW357 Hunter was the Specialist. And you think, oh, that's based on a real 357 Magnum. The thing is that Virearc in the revolver world are really at the crappy cheap end of the range. So even that is mostly monkey metal with just steel liners where the pressure is needed. There was a guy in the UK making conversions called Michael Torn, and he converted some Pedosoli and I think some Uberti rifles and pistols, the old ones, and they were fantastic. They really were a good quality item. Very difficult to get hold of now. Obviously, in the UK, you can't get hold of them at all. Um, Although, if you have them in the UK, they're on Section 5, I think, or restricted in some way that you can't sell them or give them away within the UK. But you can, interestingly enough, you can export them permanently. So if you're in the UK, you can't be bothered with the license anymore and you don't want to see them go in a skip, contact me in comments down below, or send me an email because I can arrange that for you. So we had these fantastic air guns that took a little cartridge. It's kind of like a single shot PCP, every single one of them, and they were good fun, not much practical use. But nowadays, what is good about these is this is the spiteful little bitch, one of my 357 Magnums. They fit perfectly into there, so I can actually use these down in the basement here just for practice. You can't hit anything with them because the barrel's 357 size, but you can fire them through a 357 revolver, which is nice. But if you get a 357 Magnum cartridge, it cannot in any way, shape, or form fit into the gun. But anyway, that's all by the by, ancient history, and they're gone. Except I've still got a few. Unsurprisingly, I guess. So back to my combination gun. I've got a 410 shotgun. I would like to have a 410 shotgun and something else in one gun. I would like the something else to be an air rifle. So, quite simply, what I did was I took a 2.2 barrel blank, put it in the vise, and machined it up so that, first of all, it fits inside the 410 bore. And secondly, this one's cut away so you can see it. It's machined in such a way that the actual tack fits inside of there, and it's abutting up against the metal at the end here to provide a seal. And that means I can effectively put this inside of there and turn that barrel into an air rifle. And when I'm bored of it being an air rifle, I've got a little shot cut. I only use 2-inch ones in these because it's just for the garden. So you've got shot on one side, and then you've got air rifle on the other, and that's it. It is ready to go. It's a bit of fun. I have been playing with it today. I'm able to hit a tin can at 10 meters quite reliably with it, and it's putting out, at the moment I've only put 6 pumps into these because of my bad shoulder. I only put 6 pumps into each of those, and they're producing around about 10 foot-pounds. If I put 10 pumps into them, I'm getting 11.5 foot-pounds. If I get myself a longer barrel blank, then I will get even more than that. And I may at some point get myself a couple more blanks, and because these are just slip in, slip out, you can use them and remove them whenever you want. I might make a couple of longer ones and make it into a double barreled air rifle. But keep watching, like, subscribe, hit notifications. If I ever do anything like that, you will see that happen. And another thing, this gun, if you saw I think it was on This Week at Tim Bums, the twat video, this is actually into me from a shop. This has come into me for testing. It's not mine, but it is increasingly likely that I'm going to keep it, because who doesn't love a 410, and who doesn't love a double-barreled 410 that's also a hammer gun? It is absolutely a delightful thing to have. That's it. That's what we've got. That's how it works. All that we need to do now is take it out and fire a few shots through it. That was easy for me to say. Here I am at the range with my little combination gun. I'm stood here looking at the 25-metre gongs, but let's face it, neither of these rounds are strong enough to knock one over. It's just something to aim at. So I've got my, pop him out here, my little 2.2 air rifle in the left-hand barrel, and we're going to be using 2-inch 410 shells in the right-hand barrel. So if you think of each one of these as a tiny little self-contained PCP, it makes it easier to work out what's going on. But he goes into there, he goes into there, close the gun up. Let's see if I can first of all hit the where the gongs are with the rear trigger, which is the left-hand hammer. Of course, another annoying thing about the tack system, like with any PCP, you might have spent ages charging up all your tacks, and then when you get to the range, find that one of them's pissed all its air out overnight. Undeterred, we shall carry on. Well, I hit it, but it wasn't particularly impressive. Let's try with the shot shell. Again, I hit it. He didn't really mind. The 410, even with a 3-inch shell, is a very short range gun. But with the 2-inch that I'm using here, which are what I use in the garden, it's even shorter. Perfect for rats at short distances. Let's pop both of those in there. Seat him properly. Stands back. Which is going to go first? Big noise. Little noise. And actually, that has fired. I thought it hadn't, but it has. It's just so quiet. Because I've got my ear defenders on, I'm guessing. It's so quiet, you wouldn't really know it. Right. Let's put a target a little closer so we can actually see it having an effect on something. I've put a little beer keg out at 10 metres. I'm going to try an air gun first, see if we can put a hole in it. Well, I hit it. Let's try that again. I hit it that time. You heard me say that these little 2-inch shells weren't particularly effective. I said that with my own mouth. Look what it's done to that poor keg. The thing with the 410 is you've got a small amount of shot, and because it's a shotgun, it spreads. If it goes too far, it spreads too far, and there's too big a gap between things to get a vital shot. But look how much power is between every single one, or behind I should say, every single one of those little balls that hit it. It is quite incredible. Not to be messed with. And now I'm just going to have a play with it as a shotgun. I'm not sure what practical use the actual insert is, apart from being a bit of fun, and I will play with it in the garden. But a double barrel 410 shotgun is the perfect tool anyway. So what I'm going to do now is just have a little play, and I'm going to see if it's got enough power at 50 metres to knock a can over. I don't know, but we'll give it a try. Right, Karen's going to have a go at the can at 50 metres, because Karen loves a double barrel 410. The first time I ever took a clay pigeon shooting, she didn't want to shoot a 12 ball, and she got a double with a 410, and ever since then she's loved them. And I think she quite likes this old one as well. I don't know if it's going to knock the can over. Don't worry if it doesn't. It is 50 metres away.
Wow.
Explain the wow. Well, you hit it. We can hear the shot rattling off it. Switch on the side pushes down.
Switch on the side pushes down.
That's in. What was the wow for?
I haven't shot one since 2006.
Right.
So it's just like, oh, I forgot this wasn't going to hurt.
Cool.
I expected big pain.
And there you have it. It's kind of pointless, but it's fun. And that's what shooting should be about. It should be enjoying yourself. And that's what this is. A double-barreled 410 hammer gun is, to me, one of the most beautiful, lovely and practical little guns in the world. But 410 shotgun shells are getting so expensive now that it makes sense for me to get a couple more of these barrel blanks, a bit longer, see if I can get a bit more accuracy, and then I can have a double barreled air gun for in the garden at a fraction of the cost of shooting it as a 410, and whenever I want to I could just slip them out and go back to using it as a shotgun. Please like, subscribe and hit notifications. Without you I wouldn't be able to do this, so thank you for doing that. I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.